What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Rope Monster coming at you here from rainy, stormy, still beautiful Playa del Carmen, and I wanted to bring something to your attention in this quick video today as I run out to grab some basic supplies like candles, some canned goods, nuts and snacks, and water, because we've got a little surprise coming, it looks like. I noticed a little flaw on the weather app on the iPhone that said 0 precipitation in the last 24 hours. Well, it's been dumping rain. I'm here to tell you guys it's been stormy the last couple days, and I just recently got a post sent from a friend that says, and I quote, "Cold front alert number 24, the cold air mass that this system propels will affect the Yucatan Peninsula, generating heavy to very heavy rains, 50 to 75 millimeters, wind gusts between 50 and 70 kilometers an hour, a low temperature between 14 and 16. It says towns affected: Lázaro Cárdenas, Isla Mujeres, Benito Juárez, Puerto Morelos, and Cozumel. Well, pretty sure if it affects Cozumel and Puerto Morelos, it's going to affect Playa del Carmen. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the video and beyond how this progresses. But I just want to get a very short video uploaded at least, and I'm not trying to induce panic or anything, but more preparedness. Just have the basics, buy what you need, don't overdo it, don't go crazy, don't throw any elbows in the Walmart or the Chedraui. But I'm going to go over and show you what Chedraui's looking like, see if anyone else is reacting to this news by going to the store. I'm going to hit a couple smaller tiendas to make sure that I can get some things, because local people tend to not panic very much, even if there's a hurricane coming. Whereas some of the supermarkets over in the more gringo, Canadiense-centric neighborhoods could react a little more strongly, buying up toilet paper. I don't know, eggs could be, who knows. So I'm going to walk over to the little tiendas first, and one of the little restaurants, make sure I grab some prepared food, some lunches, because I have an electric stove. And if we lose electricity, no cooking. Well, at least that way I'll have some chicken wings and maybe some shrimp and some arrachera or costillas. So, hola, ¿qué tal? So I'm gonna go grab that food first thing before they may close early, and then hit the grocery stores and see what I can find. Thank you guys for stopping in for this short notice video and this update on this apparently crazy weather system about to hit us here in Playa. Let's do this. Vámonos. So I'm gonna hit El Chelo, as you know from one of my last videos, eating in Playa for 100 pesos or less. I'm gonna get some prepared food from El Chelo. And yes, they do have barbecue ribs with rice and beans for 100 pesos. So I'm gonna grab one of those. They've got a garlic shrimp plate for 140 pesos. I'm gonna get one of those just to have some variety. Then I'm gonna make sure to grab some canned goods like tuna and a few basics that I don't mind eating cold with chopped veggies and olive oil and lime. And guys, so to finish off reading the post from the bulletin, it says period, Wednesday the 22nd to January the 26th. So this could be a multi-day event, and that's why I wanted to bring this to your attention. Recommendations: check official weather bulletins, check maritime restrictions in port. That more for captains, I guess. First aid supplies, extreme precautions on coasts and beach areas, following lifeguard rules, regulations, etc. You get the idea. And Rope Monster would say have some pistachios and some tuna, canned tuna, on hand so you don't lose your gains. All right, guys, El Chelo right there. So one thing I love about that place is that you can put in your order rather than waiting around for it. I said, you know what? I'll pick it up in 1 hour so we can continue on our mission, our resupply mission, over at Chedraui in the center of Playa del Carmen. And some of these tiendas along the way I'll hit for just some very basic stuff, maybe some candles and some fruits, guayabas. Don't want to be getting scurvy. So one of my favorite grab and goes when I'm living in the dark during a hurricane is just bananas. So check plus on this place right here. Where am I? Abarrotes y Fruteria Tunbe. And check. They've got everything in stock. A lot of times Chedraui doesn't even have ripe bananas in the best of times. So I'm doing the bananas first, checking those off the list. Let's see what else they have. Okay. Looks like some guavas as well. Pásale. So, but I actually realized I already have some guavas at home. So let's get these bananas and move right along. Boom. Alright guys, and you can see they've got like sandwiches already pre-made and cheese and everything at this little spot. So if you just really want to resupply, I just highly recommend spreading it out. You don't have to go to Chedraui. You can go to the little tiendas and buy the sopas, cup of noodles, atún sin soya. Gracias. Cuídense mucho. Que le vaya bien. Permiso. Gracias. So there you have it, guys. Just one little tienda. They say, oh, you can't get everything at the little tiendas. Well, you can do pretty well. You can get enough stuff to stay alive for months and enjoy life. They even have some juices in there. I might run back and grab a juice. Gotta hydrate on these missions. Okay guys, I came back, I got really good vibes here, and I just wanted to actually make sure I got my hands on a couple of candles. I don't have any in the house, I like them anyway. And so I found these ones right here, which burn for a long time. So I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm just gonna grab maybe one of each for the bathroom and for the living area and call that good, because these will burn for 2 or 3 days each. Alright guys, I got the candles. I also grabbed some oatmeal, which is one of my favorites. If it is really gonna get cold and windy, there's nothing better than a bowl of hot oatmeal with cinnamon and milk and a little bit of honey. Whole milk and honey. That is the recipe for just sleeping right through a storm. So had to grab that for only like 15 pesos. It's a must-have. Next project. Oh, I need to buy coffee. You can't weather a storm without coffee. I'll check at Panificación Castillo and I'll put up on the map where that is when I get there. I featured that in Cheapest and Best of Playa Part 1. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description or put it on the end screen of this one. Alright guys, I am here in front of Fruteria Esmeralda, also featured in my last Cheapest and Best of Playa del Carmen video. And it's all about fruits, guys. I'm getting some fresh carrot and some fresh pressed mandarina to stay hydrated and nourished during this storm as I'm sitting on my culito doing absolutely nothing. Alright guys, juices and coconut water, check. And there's nothing better than this fresh mandarin from Esmeralda. Fruteria Esmeralda right there on CTM. I'll throw that up on the screen where that is on Google Maps. Can't get enough of this stuff, rain or shine. On to the next mission, guys. It's gonna be coffee, on the coffee hunt. Now, coffee can be a tricky one when the gringos and the Canadians arrive, especially after early January. The coffee at Walmart and Chedraui sells out faster than they can and will stock it. So try a couple alternative spots. Getting ground coffee in certain neighborhoods is not a thing. You will only find Nescafe, which I don't do. But I'm gonna check Panificación Castillo, one of my favorite spots for espresso, and see if we have any luck on the coffee hunt. And a quick side note, guys, a safety note is we're having a storm, but also, you know, there's some construction sites around and some of them don't have any scaffolding or covering over the scaffolding and the work being done. And earlier, before starting this video, I almost got hit in the head with a piece of 3-meter angle iron that fell. It was dropped from the second or third story of a building. I think it was the second story, but it would have probably given me a concussion, if not, you know, sent me to the hospital. And it almost hit me. The guys just straight up dropped it, and there was no no indication that there was a construction project going on. The sad thing was, I was like, wow, casi me pegó. And they're like, sí, pero no pasó nada. And I'm like, pues ni un lo siento, porque me asustó muchísimo. And they're like, nah. So ten cuidado. Anytime you see a construction site, don't expect that things won't fall from it. Just avoid it and be vigilant. And then also be aware, because we're gonna have some heavy winds, be aware of the power lines and the standing water. They don't mix. So be very careful, especially if you have to walk at night, but try to avoid that situation. All right, guys, we have arrived at the potential coffee source right here, Panificación Castillo. Let's see if Rosalba can help us. Hola, hola. Vamos a ver qué tal. Aguantando. Ya tiene. No hay. Ay. Pero leíste mi mente. Qué chido. Bueno, cuídense muchísimo. Hola, Rosalba. Provecho. Ciao. Okay, strike one on the coffee, guys. You see what I'm saying? Now let's try and see if OXXO has a decent backup option. And I'm almost to Chedraui, so I'm gonna check Chedraui. We'll probably also try to grab some cheese. My number one favorite survival and everyday food, cheese. Okay, guys, going into the OXXO right now. Hola, hola. Pásale. Hola, disculpe. ¿Tienen café molido? Café molido. Ok, gracias. ¿De este pasillo? Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Mandati. Okay, so they have some mezcla tradicional, 250 grams. So you're gonna pay a premium. It looks like it's $5 for a quarter kilo or half a pound. So not terrible, better than not having coffee in my opinion. Let's give it a smell. Sí, huele rico. I'll take it. Just as a backup, because you're gonna see in Chedraui it might be slim pickings. If they have my normal Don Justo over at Chedraui, I'll grab that as well. So, good news guys, let me clean the lens off here a little bit. Good news guys, the coffee was only 85 pesos, not that it makes a huge difference, but 15 pesos is 15 pesos. Definitely a more reasonable price. And so at least we have some coffee now, 1 pound, and for just over $4.25. And I'm almost to Chedraui, so stick around for the moment of truth here. This place could be a zoo. I was actually there last night as well, and I waited in line at the Auto Cobro for a solid 25 minutes to buy some bread and butter, as I had a massive carbohydrate hankering. So let's see what this is looking like. Also guys, there's a city Banamex above the Chedraui now, for those of you who don't know. And I think it's important to keep some cash on hand during storms in case you need anything delivered, if there's any Rappi services going and you get hungry for pizza or something, and there's actually drivers out weathering the storm. Make sure to have cash, and also a little cash to give them a nice tip for risking their lives in the bad weather. So that's another tip, grab some cash for sure. Or at least that's what I'm doing. I always like to have some cash on hand. But you do you, baby. All right, guys. Here above the Chedraui at the city Banamex. Cash acquired. Also, guys, not just for deliveries, but if you need to run out to one of the smaller tiendas and they're not accepting or just don't ever accept cards, you don't want cash for some basics. You don't want to be limited in that regard. All right, without further ado, guys, going down the escalator, and it is time to check out Chedraui. All right, guys, so first order of business. It's not that busy in here yet. I'm gonna go see if they have coffee and just check that off the list first thing. Okay, it looks like there's some. And I have plenty of tea at home, tea and honey. That's always a good option as well to just stay calm. It looks like, okay, they have resupplied the coffee here at Chedraui. This was pretty bare, but they did a good job. Good on them for resupplying my my espresso 12-ounce bag. 12-ounce bag of the Garat espresso. A ver, ¿cómo huele? Si no huele. ¿Por qué no hueles? Whatever, it's coffee, it's gonna work. I can't spend too much time here because I gotta go get my food from El Chelo. Remember, they're making me my stuff and it's gonna be ready at 2:30. So let me see about milk and cheese. Oh guys, for those of you who don't know, these tuna steaks are also really great. I'm gonna have to grab some of those. Boom, 135 pesos for 2 big fat tuna steaks, and they're already spiced, salt, pepper, herbs, etc. And so let's see about this milk. I just gotta have some whole milk, but it's looking, well, that's something I can get at the tienda, so no worries, we're gonna move right along past that. But you can see here, guys, there's this like protein milk. What I really want is whole fat, whole milk. They at least have some kefir, but it's not my favorite brand. So boom, I'm just gonna go into next play mode. I'm gonna grab the cheese and then go get my food from El Chelo and try to find some whole milk elsewhere. What do you guys think? Some Gouda? Some Gouda. So far I'm really impressed with Chedraui. Everything seems to be pretty well stocked up. I don't know what I want. Where's that Noche Buena that I like? Gotta be here somewhere. Alright, you know, plan B, guys, just so I'm not carrying too much back. I'm gonna get some queso oaxaqueño and some tortillas from one of the local spots near my place. And that way I can just make quesadillas, and I've got cheese on hand. It's not necessarily going to be my favorite hard cheese like Parmigiano Reggiano, but it will be cheese nonetheless. I'm going to grab the tuna steaks and the coffee, and then I'll get the milk elsewhere and cheese. All right, looks like I timed it perfectly, guys. No line at the Auto Cobro, so I should be in and out in 5 minutes. Always love that. Alright guys, I mentioned bread and butter just a moment ago. I already have my favorite bread at home, but I'm going to show you guys here the Panaderia Pan Rustico. This is the one I grabbed. 45 pesos for this beautiful loaf that has spices and raisins, and some of these have pumpkin seeds. Yeah, 45 pesos. And it's absolutely delicious. So you know what? I'm just gonna grab like 2 more of those since I'm here anyway, at least 1 more, and hope that the line at the Auto Cobro is not getting longer. Oh, the line at the Panaderia is getting longer. Okay. All right, guys. The breads are acquired. Bread mission accomplished. Coffee mission accomplished. Really just lacking the milk and the cheese, and then the food from El Chelo. I'm running out of time, so I gotta get over to El Chelo, make sure I get my food from there. That's the most important thing. It's just having those ribs and the garlic shrimp. Can't go without that. But hey, bread, pretty important too. All right, guys, bread's acquired. Take it easy, guys. Mission accomplished. Bread and coffee, baby. All right, so bread's acquired, coffee acquired, and the girl, I think she likes me. She gave me a discount, 45 pesos for the 2. Maybe she's not supposed to do that. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but it's good when you speak Spanish and you can joke around with people or ask like, "Cómo te trata el día?" How's the day treating you? something different than como estás. She asked me how I was doing, and I said fresco como lechuga. She got a good laugh out of that. That's more my buddy Phil's line. Shout out Phil. Speak like a local. His Spanish school is the name there, Spanish classes. All right guys, on to El Cielo to pick up my food. So guys, I just passed by Panificación Castillo one more time, and they did have hot chocolate that they're serving, and they said that they will have coffee later this afternoon, so it's still worth checking there. If you guys are watching this video on, say, Friday morning, maybe they'll have coffee, or Thursday evening, we'll see. And let me know in the comments if you go there and they do have coffee, so I can go get some of that, because it's way better than the Garat espresso that I just bought at Chedraui. So shrimp, ribs, chips and guacamole, rice, beans, grilled veggies, all in the mix. And we get back and regroup and then head out for the last little items at OXXO. Keep this in mind about OXXO, guys, when you go buy things like milk or whatever, basics. We tend to take OXXO for granted, like, it'll be open. And by the way, here's another one of these construction sites to be careful of, keep your distance. But OXXO, yes, they're always open for the most part, unless the power goes out in the neighborhood. And then there is no OXXO. If there's no electricity, there's no OXXO. So also get your last minute OXXO shopping done if you can. You don't want to be left without just a couple basic things that can make your life way easier, like whole milk or queso oaxaqueño, or just that last banana that you don't have at home to make your protein shake. So OXXO is the next stop now that we've acquired the hot, delicious food from El Cielo. One quick reminder, guys, and this is for myself as much as anyone else, is to charge your devices, your OtterBox or whatever, your external batteries, anything you can, just charge it all up so that if the electricity goes out for 1 to 3 days, you've got a full charge on your gadgets and devices, but also on your battery, external battery, to recharge everything at least 2 or 3 times. All right guys, OXXO for the win. I just got 5 liters of Santa Clara leche entera, my favorite milk, and 20 more liters of water. I topped off my 10 liter, so I've got 30 liters of water. That should do me. And 5 liters of milk, plenty of juice, coconut water, so fluids, check and check. And now I'm gonna go head to the beach here in a little bit and show you guys what the beach is looking like. Let's see if this storm is kicking up or not. All right guys, as promised, we're gonna go check out the beach and see what Playa 72 is looking like. I wanna see if the wind is kicking up, if the waves are kicking up. Sometimes you can see the storms arriving over Cozumel and it's a vibe. So I just wanna go make sure we don't miss the arrival of the storm. It's always kind of fun. Now this one I don't think is gonna do much damage. 70 kilometer per hour wind gust is not enough to really damage buildings or anything, but it could knock down some power lines, and that's a lot of why I wanted to bring this one to your guys' attention, so you can all be prepared and ready for it, ready for maybe some downtime with no electronics. Make sure too you guys have some good books. At least that's my strategy, is just, there's this book I've been wanting to read for the last 3 months or 6 months. Well, here's my chance. So I just saw a buddy of mine and he's like, no hay nadie, there's nobody out at the beach. So that's one thing that's kind of cool about these storms, is you sometimes get the beach all to yourself, and then you can time it right. And another tip, guys, is to have one of these dry bags. The Ocean Pack brand, whatever you can get your hands on, you can find them on Amazon.mx as well. And having a dry bag is essential, because if you're out running these errands and it starts dumping, you can throw your phone in there, your wallet, all your groceries. Nothing, your breads won't get soggy. So consider picking up a dry bag if you're coming to Playa, or if you're already down here, just to be ready for the storms, the inevitable storms that come here to Playa to visit us. Okay, so here's the entrance of 72. Let's see if our friend is here today. I'm not seeing him. Sometimes he's on this little log out here. I see some bubbles coming up, actually, right there. Wonder if he's down for a swim. Let's hang around for just a moment and see if we see Mr. Crocodile. Also, let me know in the comments, guys, if you have a good name for this croc. I really want to name him. I think he deserves a name. He's a character in the story of my life and has been for over a year now, so some type of crocodile pun would be great if you think of one. All right, I don't see him. We'll check for him on the way out. Let's go check out the beach. Oh, so much peace and calm already. Permiso. Gracias. Playa 72, mira. Qué emoción. Qué tranquilidad. And good news, they have cleaned up a lot of the sargassum. A lot of it's just piled up there, and it looks like they're going to take that away in the bulldozer. Yeah, they've been putting in work. There's some huge piles. Looks like the lifeguard is here on duty. My plan was to come back later when the lifeguard is gone, and I'll probably just get up in the lifeguard tower for some shelter and wait for the storm to come. So stick around for that footage. I just don't know when this thing's gonna come. It said the 22nd through the 26th. And one thing I will say is I cannot see Cozumel at all right now. Cozumel is already engulfed in what looks like maybe some rain, and definitely some heavy clouds. I can't see a single high-rise or building over there at all. Hola, hola. And yeah, the playa, the beach is very, very empty at the moment. You can see down here, looking toward Playa Coco Beach, there's almost nobody. So I'll take a quick walk and then come back out here in an hour or two before it gets dark, and see if we can get the storm's arrival, hopefully. So stick around to the end of the video for that. And guys, remember, if you appreciate my efforts for taking time out of my day to film these videos and edit these videos for you guys and bring these updates, please let me know just by smashing the like button. That's all I ask for. And shout out to Trevor and Ocean. Thank you so much, Trevor. That's Trevor with an ER. He's been just showering me with super thanks lately and appreciations for bringing these updates as I'm able to. So thanks again, Trevor and Ocean, for supporting the channel. Really, truly means the world to me. I really appreciate you guys so much, and thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, it is getting super windy. It's right at sunset on Thursday night, the 23rd, and the wind is kicking up and it's getting chilly. I'm still wearing just a t-shirt, and I'm gonna have to put a jacket on and bundle up. Guys, if you're coming down on vacation, do bring a raincoat and maybe something warm like a base layer. Just like a long underwear or a thermal is usually something I pack that doesn't take a lot of space. Wool is nice because if it gets wet, it still stays warm. And it's not like severe cold. I know some of you are coming from Canada, New York, where it's below zero, so this is not a serious thing. But for those of you expecting warm weather when you get down here, it is, for those of you who speak Fahrenheit, it's going to get down to 62 Fahrenheit, which is actually really cold for Playa. That's on Sunday. And it looks like the next 3 days will be in the low 60s at night on into the morning. So be aware of that. It's feeling chilly for me now, and I have a pretty good tolerance for cold after having lived in Oregon, lived in Ecuador and places like that. But it is chilly, especially if you factor in the wind chill. That 64 degrees Fahrenheit is not factoring in the wind chill and it is breezy. So stay warm, guys. I'll keep you updated on the storm and see if it gets any stronger over the weekend on into Friday and Saturday, tomorrow and the next day. All right, guys, one last quick check-in before dark. It is getting windy and even colder and colder, and just now starting to rain. So I think it's just about to hit. So starting to get legitimately chilly. I'm gonna go for a quick walk and get my steps in before the heavy rain comes down. All right, guys, as you can see, Rope Monster in the sweatshirt, in the hoodie, rocking the jeans. It is not every day in Playa del Carmen you're gonna see some sweater weather like this. So just come prepared. The temperature is dropping actually really drastically. Just since I left for my walk, it's down 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can feel the chill in the wind as well. So I'm kind of excited for this one. I always sleep really well when there's heavy rain and when it's a little bit cooler and I don't have to run the AC. It's just naturally cool. I get that deep sleep. So, but this is the current conditions Thursday evening, guys, here on 5th Avenue, Thursday evening about 6:30, 6:40. But a little bit of good news, a little bit of silver lining to this is I believe by about early to midweek next week, we're back to full sun, mid 80s during the day and low 70s at night, which I consider to be perfect. So if you're coming down in the next few days and you're here for at least a week or two, you'll have plenty of nice sunshine to thaw out from the cold front that's been just beating the US up all the way down to, I've heard, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, the panhandle of Florida. They're getting snow, like 6 inches of snow. So this will still be a welcome change and feel quite warm compared to negative 10 degrees, -3, -10, some of the temperatures that you subscribers have put in the comments below over the last couple videos. So it's really still warm compared to that, and we're gonna get some full sun early week, midweek next week. And as mentioned, I'll keep you guys posted.